Hello, dear children. Welcome to your first session of online classes. Before we begin with our studies, let me introduce myself to all of you. This is Geeta Jayakumar, your science teacher, welcoming you all to another academic year full of entertainment and enlightenment. Hope all of you are safe and good. We are going through some difficult times, so we are not able to interact in the classrooms for a few more days. But we have to adjust with the changes around us and overcome all the challenges. So children, all the best for all your future activities. Welcome back, children. Our first chapter in science is crop production and management. As we go ahead with this lesson, I will be trying to give you the content with the help of a video clip. So let us go and see the video first. So the first chapter is crop production and management. Learning about cultivation of crops and several activities undertaken by farmers in crop production and its management. Welcome, children, to the first session of the chapter crop production and management. So on the screen, have you seen some farmers working in the paddy fields? They are working for the whole day. Have you wondered where they get the energy to do the work? They get the energy to do this work from the food that they eat. In other words, we can say that food is the main source of energy for our body to perform the daily activities. That we get our food from both plants and animals. Food has to be produced on a large scale to meet everyone's requirements. In this module, we will be discussing about crop production and its management for the distribution of food. The objectives behind this module are to make you aware how to categorize the crops on the basis of the season in which they grow, list the types of tools used for plowing, list the advantages of manures and fertilizers, describe the different methods of irrigation, define weeds and weedicides, to describe harvesting and storage of crops, and explain about animal husbandry. Have you ever looked at a groundnut plant? Can we call it a crop? No, we cannot. Do you know that when the same type of plants are grown on a large scale, only then it can be called a crop? If you wish to grow a pea plant in the hot season, you can't do it. Do you know the reason behind it? In India, crops are broadly categorized into two types on the basis of the season in which they are grown. That is, the rabi crops and the kharif crops. Rabi crops are usually grown in the winter season from October to March. Wheat, gram, peas are the examples of rabi crops. Kharif crops are grown in the rainy season, that is generally from June to September. Paddy, maize, groundnut are some common examples of kharif crops. Various activities are performed which are known as agricultural practices by a farmer. Let us know them one by one in detail. Dear children, do you know how the farmers grow crops in a large field? What is their first requirement? Well, first of all, they prepare the soil for growing the crop. They turn the soil and they loosen it. The loosened soil helps in the growth of earthworms and the microbes present in the soil. These organisms are known as the farmer's friend. They add humus to the soil. Turning and loosening of the soil brings the nutrient-rich soil to the top. These nutrients are then used by the plants. Basic practices of crop production. Cultivation of crops involves several activities undertaken by farmers over a period of time. You can see the farmer working in the agricultural field. These activities or tasks are referred to as agricultural practices. They are as follows: preparation of soil, sowing, adding manure and fertilizers, irrigation, protection from weeds, harvesting, and storage. Preparation of soil. The preparation of soil is the first step before growing a crop. One of the most important tasks in agriculture is to turn the soil and loosen it. The earthworms are the farmers' friends. You might have studied about it. They allow this, the loosening of the soil allows the root to penetrate deep into the soil. The loosened soil further is becoming more and more porous. As a result, the soil can breathe properly. There are earthworms in the soil. These organisms are friends of the farmers and they help in adding humus to it. This process of loosening and turning of the soil is called tilling or ploughing. You can see the farmer ploughing the field. Now, what are ploughs? Ploughs are made up of wood or iron. The ploughed field may have big pieces of crumbs which have to be broken with a plank. The field is leveled for sowing as well as for irrigation purposes. Agricultural implements are used. Before sowing the seeds, it is necessary to break the soil to the size of grains to get better yield. This is done with the help of various tools. The main tools that are used for agriculture are the plough, the hoe, and the cultivator. The plough. It is used since the ancient times for tilling the soil, adding fertilizers to the crop, removing the weeds, scraping of the soil, etc. The plough, this implement was earlier made of wood and has now been replaced by iron. It is drawn by a pair of bulls or other animals like horses, camels, etc. Hoe. Hoe is a simple tool which is used for removing the weeds and for loosening the soil. It has a long rod of wood or iron. A strong, broad and bent plate of iron is fixed to one of its ends and works like a blade. Animals pull it. Cultivator. A tractor-driven cultivator nowadays does the ploughing work. The use of cultivator saves labor and time. Now we go to the next process, that is sowing. Sowing is the most important part of crop production. Before sowing, good quality seeds are selected. Farmers prefer to use seeds which give a higher yield. Now, how do we separate good seeds from the damaged ones? Let us see an activity. You are taking a beaker, fill it half with water, put a handful of gram seeds and stir well. Wait for some time. You will see that some of the seeds start floating on the water. Damaged seeds become hollow and float. Good seeds settle down. This is a good method for separating good and healthy seeds from the damaged ones. So before sowing, let us study about the tools used for the sowing. Traditional tools. The tool used traditionally for sowing seed is shaped like a funnel. The seeds are filled into the funnel and they pass down to 2 or 3 pipes having sharp ends. These ends pierce into the soil and place the seeds there. Nowadays, the seed drill is used for sowing with the help of tractors. This tool sows the seeds uniformly at proper distances and depths. It ensures that the soil covers seeds after sowing. This prevents damage caused by the birds. Sowing by using a seed drill saves time and labor. An appropriate distance between the seeds is important to avoid overcrowding of plants. This allows the plants to get sufficient sunlight, nutrients, and water from the soil.